In this video, we will learn how to virus scan a file directly after it's uploaded in a Microsoft Teams form response. We will be using the advanced iteration of the Cloudmersive Virus Scan API, which we can only use by uploading the Cloudmersive Virus Scan API spec to Power Automate as a custom connector. This process is extremely straightforward, and we've covered that in another video, which I'll link in this video description below. We will start by creating an automated cloud flow. We will skip straight to the flow designer and implement our trigger action from there. To find our trigger action, we will first locate the Team Forms connector in our Power Automate connector library. There are only two trigger actions associated with this connector, and the bottom one, called When a New Form Response is Submitted, is the one that we're looking for. We will configure this action by selecting the team our form is associated with, and then selecting the form name itself. Up to this point, we've assumed that we already have a team form in place to test our flow with, so if we don't have one, I'd recommend implementing that right now. In our next step, we will implement an action from the MS Teams Forms connector called Get Response Attachments. After we configure this action with the same team as our trigger, we will pass the response ID down from our trigger action. This will tell our second action to get attachment information from the form that triggers our flow. The Get Response Attachments action returns a value called download URL to our flow, which allows a temporary direct download of the form attachment URL. To get the file content we need from that download URL, we will implement the HTTP action from the HTTP connector. All we're doing here is downloading pre-authorized file content, so we can simply pass the download URL value to the URI parameter in our HTTP request. And we can then set our request method as GET. After that, we're all done configuring our HTTP request. We will now implement our advanced virus scan action. To find it, we will click on the plus sign to add a new action, and we will then navigate to our Custom Connector tab. In here, we will find all the custom connectors we've uploaded in the past. In my environment, I've named my virus scan connector Demo Virus Scan, so I'll select that option. Once we're looking at the actions list, we will find the action we want, called Advanced Scan a File for Viruses, right at the top. After we select this action, we will configure it by first passing the body input from our HTTP request to the input file body field, and then passing the name value from our Get Response Attachments action to the input file name field. The Advanced Scan API checks for viruses and malware, but it also checks for a wide range of additional content threats. We can see each threat category by opening the advanced parameters. This API will block executables, invalid files, scripts, password-protected files, macros, and several other insecure file types unless we explicitly allow them using these dropdowns. We won't do that in this walkthrough because we want to take the safest possible approach here, but we may need to allow certain threat types like password-protected files if our production environment requires it. We will now save our flow and run a quick test. Since we are testing an automated cloud flow, we will need to perform our trigger action when our flow is ready. In this example, we will upload an insecure PDF document, one we use for testing purposes, through our team form. In this case, our team form is just a template file upload portal that MS Teams provides. After our flow finishes running, we will open our advanced scan action and review the outputs. We will notice right away that our file returned a clean result false response, which indicates a threat. In this case, the threat was identified as an invalid file, which means opening the file could lead to insecure outcomes like remote code execution. Towards the bottom, we will notice that PDF was identified as the verified file format, which means the content is supposed to be a PDF, but it diverges from rigorous PDF formatting standards enough to be invalid and insecure. With this information, we can stop malicious files that might have bypassed our perimeter security policies from moving throughout our system freely. It's always a good idea to implement extra file scanning security protection, even during internal file transfers. And that's all there is to it. If you have any questions for us after following along with this video, please feel free to reach out to a member of our team.